year later, they established the right to counsel for kids. In Pennsylvania, they were the ones that did it. To this day, we celebrate that work in the name of Judge Lois Feurer, and we have with us John Feurer, Lois's wonderful son. Thank you, John. Long-time board member.
To say a few words about Mom, and I've been on the board. I'm great that everyone is here. So Frank always tells me be brief. Frank, I'll be brief.
Thank you, John. Okay. That was brief. That was really brief. We much appreciate that. I want to affirm that brevity. Tonight we recognize Pam and Jack Ende with the 2023 Judge Lois Feurer Child Advocacy Award. Pam has been a volunteer attorney for 20 years. 20 years. In 2009, she joined the staff of Child Advocates as the first volunteer staff attorney, and has since represented over 230 youth as a pro bono volunteer. Before us, Pam was a staff attorney at our colleague advocacy organization, Pennsylvania Partnerships for Children. She's a founding board member of Squash Smarts, the marvelous after-school and tutoring program serving middle school kids. Jack joined the faculty of Penn Medicine in 1989 and serves as the Schaefer Professor of Medicine at the Perelman School of Medicine. And we want to recognize Adele Schaefer, one of the namesakes of this beautiful friendship between Penn and Jack and the community. Thank you, Adele. Jack's the longtime head of internal medicine at Penn Presby Medical Center. He's a former president of the American College of Physicians, the largest medical specialty society in the world. He's renowned and beloved by students, faculty, and patients alike, and while it is clearly privileged information, so I'm not going to ask you to do this, if I ask this crowd to put up a hand if you've ever been treated or advised by Jack, we'd see a lot of hands. If there ever was a gift of oneself to others, selflessly and with only the joy of giving as reward, it is Pam and Jack. Each has been a healer, a champion, an advocate, and a leader, mixing their tremendous generosity with uncommon grace and inspiring vision. Together, they spent their professional careers helping us to better the community in which they live and work, helping the community to better itself. And they've been extraordinary champions of our work. Pam and Jack Ende, we salute you with the Judge Lois Feurer Child Advocacy Award.
Woo! Woo! All right.
Thank you for this award. It's unexpected and it's really appreciated. So first of all, to our wonderful staff in the room, I know there are many of you. I've done cases with many of you. What's unique about this organization is that unlike most child welfare organizations, we're blessed to be able to staff each one of our cases with a very talented social worker and an attorney. And from the get-go, it's a team project. We meet at the very beginning, we figure out what we're going to do, what we need to do to get there, and we work it for as long as it takes. There are some cases we've gone on for many years, but we've done a great job. I'd like to actually say to Judge Anders, do you remember how many years ago it was you handed me that petition when I was observing in your courtroom? And you turned to the back and you said, "This is the interesting part of it." And I watched, fascinated, and 20 years later, So it's a great place to have worked. It's a great place to support. We do the best work of any legal services organization in the country. One of our staff members this week sent out an email to all of our staff, and she said, and I think this really does reflect it, she said, these closings are just driving me nuts. It takes forever to do. Closings are when we've had a final order from the court, and within 30 days we close that case in our office. And we detail every aspect of the child's life, not only just what happened in court, but where they are in education, what are their health care needs, what are the extended family needs, how many placements has the child been in, what are the exact dates of the placements, and what are the reasons why a placement may have fallen through. That's the level of detail. But she said, as she was working through the closing, that she also reflected and said, wow. Then I realized what an honor it is to play such a big role in the life of a child and the life of a family.
Yes.
That was important. I thought, you know, that's really it.
I'm really
We're blessed
enthusiastic.
to be able to do this work and to be so involved and to impact what happens to a child and to a family. I want to say a couple of words about this guy over here, right? I have so many times over the last year come home and had a really rough day in court, or I have spent weeks writing an appellate brief, filed in the Superior Court, and we have not prevailed with Superior Court. And I come home, drag myself home, tell Jack the sad story, and he looks at me and he says, so take a break tonight. Just make sure you get up in the morning and go right back to it. Because it's the
Amen.
most important
Oh, nice.
So here we are, sweetheart, 20 years and several hundred cases later, and we're still going back for more.